Have you ever wondered what would happen if a bunch of assorted guys from Pumpkin Pumday were all in the Hunger Games against each other? Not necessarily, but now that you've posed the question, I guess I'd be ready to hear an answer. That's good, because countless simulations have been done on this to find out who the winner would be. And after averaging them all together, we have the exact answer that would really happen every single time. Are you ready? First, all these guys ran away from the spawn. Sans grabbed a shovel. Blue and Piggy threaten a double suicide. It fails, and they both die. Kala grabs a spear, and Lana gets a trident. Agent 46 got a shield. Annual Squid got a bunch of knives. Hatsune Miku and Jim Slim fight over a bag, but Hatsune Miku gives up and retreats. Starting the real day one, Agent 46 and Lana work together for the day. Jim Slim begs Sans to kill him. He refuses, keeping Jim Slim alive. Tuss is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Baza searches for firewood. Mister and Carrie Berry work together for the day. Hatsune Miku searches for a water source. Platy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Piggy number 3 tracks down and kills Hatano Kokoro. Black spears Tree in the abdomen. Papyrus severely slices Pastel with a sword. Riddler Bear begs for Kala to kill him. She refuses, leaving Riddler Bear alive. Sheldon tries to spearfish with a trident. Cybin sets Nerd on fire with a Molotov. Annual Squid bleeds out due to an untreated injury. 8 deaths were had in this tragic first round. Such names include Blue, Piggy number 1, Platy, Hatano Kokoro, Tree, Pastel, Nerd, and Annual Squid. These deaths will be felt for years. On to the next round. Jim Slim decapitates Hatsune Miku with a sword. Carrie Berry receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Black destroys Cybin's supplies while he's still asleep. Tuss receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Sheldon tries to treat his infection. Kala also receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Riddler Bear dies of dysentery. Agent 46 defeats Papyrus in a fight, but spares his life. Baza is awoken by nightmares. Mister and Sans talk about the tributes still alive. Lana defeats Piggy number 3 in a fight, but spares his life. Papyrus chases Sans. Mister as well receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Agent 46 attacks Lana, but she manages to escape. Piggy number 3 runs away from Black. Cybin tries to sleep through the entire day. Sheldon, Jim Slim, Kala, and Tuss hunt for other tributes. Baza falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Carrie Berry camouflages herself in the bushes. Round 2 was a slightly less tragic one than the last, featuring only 3 casualties falling: Hatsune Miku, Riddler Bear, and Baza. Sheldon is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Except the warmth from his hat, I guess. Mister, Carrie Berry, Tuss, Kala, and Jim Slim sleep in shifts. Cybin receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Agent 46 looks at the night sky. Black questions his sanity. Sans quietly hums. Papyrus starts a fire. Piggy number 3 falls into a pit and dies. Lana sets up camp for the night. Kala searches for a water source. Tuss also searches for a water source. Black sprains his ankle running away from Mister. Cybin begs for Carrie Berry to kill him. She refuses, keeping Cybin alive. Sheldon discovers a river. Lana fishes. Agent 46 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Sans scares Jim Slim off. Papyrus hunts for other tributes. Round 3 was completely different to round 1 with its massive amount of deaths, only being home to one death, the death of Piggy number 3. Now for round 4. Calla cries herself to sleep. Tuss cooks his food before putting his fire out. Black, Sans, Papyrus, and Agent 46 tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Cybin once again receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Sheldon passes out from exhaustion. Lana sees a fire but stays hidden. Mister goes to sleep. Jim Slim sees a fire but stays hidden. Carrie Berry loses sight of where she is. Carrie Berry then defeats Black in a fight but spares his life. Calla tries to sleep through the entire day. Lana tends to Sans's wounds. Sheldon stalks Agent 46. Cybin searches for a water source. Mister is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Papyrus travels to higher ground. Tuss runs away from Jim Slim. Somehow the trend continues, and round 4 is even less deadly than round 3, meaning not a single soul died in round 4. Maybe that's for the best, but for your entertainment, maybe it's not. Agent 46 thinks about winning. Jim Slim tends to Mister's wounds. Sans goes to sleep. Sheldon, once again, is unable to start a fire, and once again sleeps without warmth. Once again, except maybe the warmth from his hat. Black, Carrie Berry, Cybin, and Papyrus tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Tuss goes to sleep. Calla begs for Lana to kill her. Lana refuses, keeping Calla alive. Papyrus questions his sanity. Agent 46, Sheldon, and Lana successfully ambush and kill Tuss, Carrie Berry, and Sans. Cybin tends to Jim Slim's wounds. Mister accidentally steps on a landmine. Black goes hunting. And Calla tries to spearfish with a trident. This round seems pretty uneventful until the end when it reveals it has the second most amount of deaths of any round yet, including Tuss, Carrie Berry, Sans, and Mister. See you in round 6. Jim Slim destroys Calla's supplies while she's asleep. Lana and Cybin tell stories about themselves to each other. Agent 46 cooks his food before putting his fire out. Black sets up camp for the night. Sheldon loses sight of where he is. Papyrus receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. And now begins the feast where the spawn point is replenished. Now more violence might happen than ever. Stay tuned. Lana decides not to go to the feast. Cybin destroys all of Black's memoirs out of spite. Calla decides not to go to the feast. Jim Slim kills Agent 46 with a sickle. Sheldon decides not to go to the feast. Papyrus cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Black attacks Cybin, but he manages to escape. Calla and Jim Slim track down and kill Lana. Sheldon is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Round 6 contained not a quantity of deaths, but a quality of them, killing important contestants Agent 46, Papyrus, and Lana. Calla cries herself to sleep. Cybin strangles Black with a rope. Jim Slim defeats Sheldon in a fight, but spares his life. Sheldon diverts Calla's attention and runs away. Cybin kills Jim Slim as he tries to run. This round contained 2 deaths, Black and Jim Slim. Calla cries herself to sleep for the second time in a row. Sheldon cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Cybin attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death, making Calla the winner of the Pumpkin Pumday Hunger Games. Really? That's the result? I just fall into a frozen lake and die right at the start? Well, You did say it's entirely accurate. So I guess all of that is what would happen. I think there's some room for error in there.